Sir Jake Paul's attorney. I'll read that to you after we hear from Wendy Birch, who was in Calabasas today after FBI agents raided the home of YouTube star Jake Paul.
23-year-old YouTube star Jake Paul is as infamous as he is famous. Paul has more than 20 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. Most people tune in to see his unusual antics and behavior, but today people are watching the FBI raid his home here in Calabasas. Sky 5 was overhead this morning as federal agents entered Jake Paul's Calabasas home located in this gated community off of Mulholland Highway. We counted close to 24 federal agents, some of them in tactical gear, entering the residence. Why they were here and what they were looking for, that remains unclear. The federal search warrant has been sealed and no one is offering any additional information. Now, Jake Paul draws a lot of attention with his YouTube stunts. His life is an online open book. Many of his antics have landed him in hot water, some of them being deemed risky and inappropriate. A couple of months ago, his actions may have even been criminal. Paul and a few of his friends were filming inside of a shopping mall in Scottsdale during rioting and looting. He now faces misdemeanor charges of criminal trespass and unlawful assembly. And the mayor of Calabasas has been none too happy at the large gatherings that have assembled at Paul's home during the time of COVID. Back on July 11th, neighbors complained about a house party. Social media showed party goers not wearing a mask or maintaining social distance. The mayor says the city is still looking into all of their options regarding penalties for Paul. Now, there's no word on whether or not Jake Paul was home during the execution of the search warrant. All the FBI will tell us right now is that no arrests were made. That's the very latest here in Calabasas at this hour. I'm Wendy Birch, and I'll send it back to you.
Okay, but there is an update. Wendy filed that just before our show, and right now we have a statement from Jake Paul's attorney. They said, "Thank you for reaching out. I wanted to give this on-the-record statement. We understand that a search warrant was executed at Jake's Calabasas home this morning while Jake was out of state. We are still gathering information and will cooperate with the investigation." Also this morning, the FBI, as Wendy alluded to, and they also doubled down on this, saying this morning the FBI executed federal search warrants in California and Las Vegas, Nevada, in connection with this investigation. The search warrant affidavits are sealed, and we are therefore prohibited from commenting further. But Robert, you say the criminal allegations, criminal acts surrounding an incident at that Scottsdale Fashion Square in May, you say those charges have been dropped locally, but the FBI is investigating.
And I believe that the specific language that at least the FBI gave to TMZ earlier today was that they are investigating allegations of criminal acts surrounding the incident at Fashion Square. So I wonder, and I don't know if you saw this, but even in some of our footage, it looked as if there were guns that were taken from the home. There are some reports that a longtime collaborator and friend of his owns a Vegas home that was also raided by the FBI very recently or today. I think that having worked in this sort of playground of infinite anything, it wouldn't surprise me if this is not the end of the story for Mr.